Don't eat cloves before watching. Avoid cloves with these medical conditions. Ever heard about the incredible health benefits of cloves? They've been celebrated for their positive effects. But what if I told you there is a surprising twist? While cloves can indeed work wonders for your well-being, there are certain health conditions where they might not play as nicely. That's right, as amazing as cloves are, there are a few situations where you might consider giving them a friendly wave from a distance. So, if you're curious to explore which health issues could put cloves on your avoid list, keep watching. We're about to dig into the details. Number 1. Liver problems. The liver is the ultimate multitasker, breaking down stuff we do not need and keeping everything running smoothly. But what happens when liver issues come into play? Well, that's where things get complicated. There's this component in cloves called eugenol. It might sound fancy, but it is a troublemaker when it comes to liver enzymes. Imagine you're trying to solve a puzzle, and each enzyme has a specific piece it needs to work with. Well, eugenol kind of messes with these puzzle pieces. It can change the shape or structure of the enzymes, making it harder for them to fit together and do their job properly. This can slow down the process of breaking substances and toxins, which puts extra stress on the enzymes. And if you already have liver issues, your enzymes might be working overtime to begin with. Adding eugenol into the mix is like giving them an even bigger challenge when they're already struggling. Number 2. Bleeding disorders. When you accidentally get a cut or scrape, your body turns into a kind of superhero. It transforms your normally runny blood into a cool jelly to keep you from bleeding too much. But if you have a bleeding issue, your superhero powers might not be as strong as they should be. And here's where the clove trouble comes in. Clove's special ingredient, eugenol, messes with your blood's jelly-making power even more. Normally, blood has these little helpers called platelets. They rush to the scene when you're hurt and make a plug to stop the bleeding. But eugenol plays a trick on them. It makes these platelets not stick together so well and not do their job right. So if you are already dealing with bleeding issues, cloves could just make things worse. That same eugenol can cause trouble for you post-surgery too. When you have surgery, your body needs to heal and create new tissues, and that involves some pretty important clotting processes. Number 3. Stomach ulcers. Stomach ulcers are like little open sores in your stomach lining, and they can cause discomfort, pain, and even bleeding sometimes. When you consume cloves, the eugenol can trigger more stomach acid production, which is a big no when trying to heal those ulcers. Extra acid can make your ulcers worse and delay the healing process. Plus, cloves have this intense flavor that might not sit well with your already upset tummy. Spicy and strong foods can agitate your stomach even more, making you feel worse. So if you're dealing with stomach ulcers, it's probably a good idea to skip the cloves for now. They might taste great, but can make your tummy woes even more uncomfortable. Instead, focus on eating foods that are gentle on your stomach and won't aggravate those ulcers, like plain rice, pasta, or oatmeal. Soft-cooked veggies are also a good option, but avoid spicy stuff and citrus fruits. Your tummy is on a healing journey, so treat it kindly. Number 4. Diabetes. Eugenol can lower blood sugar levels. This is beneficial for people who are not dealing with diabetes or those who are actively trying to lower their blood sugar levels. However, for individuals with diabetes who are already managing their condition with medication, the situation changes. Diabetes medications, whether they increase insulin production or improve insulin sensitivity, are carefully calibrated to maintain stable blood sugar levels. They work to counteract the high blood sugar associated with diabetes. When eugenol enters the picture, it can lower blood sugar levels independently. This can create a conflict between the effects of the medication and the blood sugar lowering impact of eugenol. In a way, it's like having two forces pulling in opposite directions, because medications are designed to avoid both high and low blood sugar extremes. So what happens when your blood sugar levels go super low? That's where hypoglycemia steps in. Think of it as your body's emergency mode. You might feel shaky, dizzy, sweaty, and just awful. For people with diabetes, hypoglycemia can be super dangerous. It can lead to confusion, unconsciousness, and even seizures. Number 5. Seizures. Seizures occur when there is an abnormal electrical activity happening in the brain. This can lead to different symptoms like convulsions, jerky movements, loss of consciousness, kind of like spacing out, and even strange sensations. Now let's talk about cloves. These little guys are pretty powerful and have effects beyond just making your food taste and smell amazing. When it comes to seizures, what you want is to keep your brain's electrical activity as stable as possible. Introducing too much eugenol into your system could mess up that steady brain activity we talked about earlier. And you guessed it, messing with your brain's electrical balance increases the chance of seizure. If you or someone you know has a history of seizures, it's smart to skip the cloves altogether. Instead, go for other herbs and spices that do not carry this potential risk. We've made it halfway through our list, and we sincerely hope you've enjoyed it so far. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and ring the notification bell if you want to see more content like this. Let's move forward with the video. Number 6. Respiratory conditions. When someone has respiratory issues, it means their airways, the tubes that carry air in and out of their lungs, are not working as smoothly as they should. Conditions like asthma or chronic bronchitis can make these airways get irritated, swollen, and tight. And when that happens, breathing becomes a bit of a struggle. When you inhale the aroma of cloves or munch on them, that eugenol can trigger a reaction in your already sensitive airways. It's like a battle of the airways, and not in a good way. This compound can cause those already tight air passages to get even narrower. It's like trying to breathe through a teeny tiny straw. Not fun at all, right? And eugenol does not just cause trouble in your airways. It's also like a numbing agent. So if you have cloves, it can make your throat feel a bit numb. Sounds harmless? Well, not really. When your throat is numb, you might not feel the usual signs that come before an asthma flare-up. It's like your body's warning system is turned down, and that's not good, especially if you need those signals to manage your breathing issues. Number 7. Thyroid problems. The thyroid is a small gland in your neck that does some major work. It's like the boss of your metabolism, controlling how fast or slow your body uses energy. Pretty cool, right? But here's the catch. If your thyroid is already feeling lazy, we call it hypothyroidism, putting cloves into the mix could make things even trickier. Cloves contain something called goitrogens. These goitrogens are like subtle signals that tell your thyroid to slow down a bit. While in small amounts they might not be a big deal, they can become problematic if your thyroid is already struggling. Imagine your thyroid as a traffic light. When it's working well, it keeps things moving smoothly. But if it's not functioning properly, it's like the traffic light turning red when it should be green. The goitrogens in cloves can contribute to this confusion. They can interfere with your thyroid's hormone production, making it even harder for your thyroid to regulate your body's energy levels effectively. Number 8. Autoimmune disorders. Your immune system is like your body's personal defense squad, always ready to tackle any threats that come its way. However, in some cases, this mighty defense team can get a little too enthusiastic and start attacking your own body by mistake. This is what happens in autoimmune disorders. Conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, or multiple sclerosis are examples of your immune system mistakenly targeting healthy cells. Now let's talk about cloves. These little spice powerhouses are known for their immune-boosting power. They stimulate your immune system into high gear. Normally, that's awesome, but if your immune system is already misbehaving, targeting things it should not, you might not want to make it stronger. Think about it like this. Adding cloves to the mix when your immune system is already a bit of a troublemaker could be like pouring gasoline on a bonfire. It's like you're telling your immune system, "Hey, go get 'em!" when what you need is a chill pill to relax things. It's not that cloves are bad, but rather that their immune-boosting powers might not be the best match for your immune system's current mood. Number 9. Kidney problems. Your kidneys are like the body's filtration system, working hard to remove waste and excess fluids. When these essential organs face problems, it's important to be mindful of what you consume. Now, cloves love to get your blood flowing, and that includes sending more blood to your kidneys. Sounds good, right? Well, not so much if your kidneys are already having a tough time. If your kidneys are not functioning at their best, this increased blood flow can lead to further damage. The kidneys might struggle to process and eliminate the additional substances that come with increased blood flow, leading to complications. Think about it this way. Your kidneys are the hosts of a party, and they have already got a full house. Now, cloves comes in with its more blood invite, and suddenly it's like a house party gone wild. Your kidneys, which are already facing some hurdles, might not be prepared for this sudden influx of visitors. They could struggle to handle the extra load and might even end up feeling overwhelmed. Number 10, pregnancy and breastfeeding. Oh, the magical journey of pregnancy and breastfeeding. It's a time filled with joy, wonder, and a whole lot of responsibility. When it comes to cloves during this special time, there's a bit of a mixed bag. While cloves can add a burst of flavor to your dishes, it's important to be cautious. During pregnancy, you want to be extra careful about what you put into your system. Cloves can stimulate your uterus and potentially lead to contractions. Now, that might sound like a shortcut to getting that baby out, but it's not the safest route. Premature contractions can have serious consequences for both you and your baby. And when you're breastfeeding, those strong compounds in cloves can find their way into your breast milk. While a little flavor might not be a big deal, it's hard to predict how your baby might react to these substances. It's always a good idea to talk to your healthcare provider before adding cloves to your diet during pregnancy or breastfeeding. Your main focus should be on the safety of both you and your little one. Your body is like a one-of-a-kind puzzle, and sometimes certain things can fit together in strange ways. By knowing about these possible mix-ups, you're looking out for yourself. Instead of using cloves, why not try out some other herbs and spices that are better for you? Just keep in mind that when it comes to your health, knowledge is like a superpower. So keep learning, stay curious, and always pick the smartest options to take care of your awesome body. We'll be back with more tips and information soon. Until then, keep yourself in tip-top shape and look after that fantastic body of yours. Do you find this video informative or helpful? Let us know in the comments section below. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on my future videos. Don't forget to like and share. Stay healthy!